Hello and welcome back. This is video number 7, and in this particular video we are going to talk about extracting the information that you need the fast route, part number 1. Now in this particular video we are going to talk about combining names, and what I mean by that is, let's say for example that you have one column A, that has a list of first names of your customers, and then on column B you have, let's say for example, the last name of your customers. Now, let's say for example that you want to combine column A with column B, and instead of 2 columns, you can put them into column C. So they're just 1 column versus 2 columns. And this comes really handy when it comes time to trying to combine 2 columns together so that it's able to make things a lot more organized. So if you want to combine data from 2 separate columns or many different columns into just 1 column, the way to do that is by utilizing in Excel a function or formula called concatenate. So in order to do that, you have to put the equal sign, obviously, to start the formula or function in Excel, and then type in capitalize concatenate. And I'll show all of this to you in just a second. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we will combine first name and last name with the first name first. And that is going to be in sheet number 5. So if you want to go ahead and pull that up and pause this video, we will talk about it first. And of course, I will jump right in and show it to you in action. So you want to do equals concatenate, and that's going to combine 2 pieces of data together. Now, I'm going to show you that you can actually combine other functions as well later down the road, and you can also add words as well. So it really comes in very handy, and you'll see it in just a minute. So as you can see in this example, we have first name column, last name column, and if you are able to utilize this function correctly, it will look like this. So instead of saying John and then Smith, 2 separated rated names, and then in this case you can combine them to 2 names combined into 1. So that's what we're going to do. So as you can see here, in order for this formula to work, you want to start with the first column. So this is column A and then row 4. So it's going to be A4 combined with B4. Now in order to do that, you have to do equals concatenate and then parentheses A4 comma, and then of course you want a space in between them, so you're going to need to do A4 comma quotation mark space quotation mark comma B4 and then parentheses. So essentially we have this name and then a space and then the last name, and that becomes this. So that's how concatenate works, and it's actually very powerful. So as you can see, after every name you select, you just type in that quotation mark and comma. And if you want to add another word, let's say to the end of it, you can do that as well. So I'll show it to you in just a second. Now, when you're finished doing that, and what you want to do is you want to hover over the first cell that you have applied that formula to. At the very bottom right hand corner, you're going to see this box here, and you want to put your mouse over that box, and by doing so that you can put your mouse there, click it and drag it all the way down to the bottom, and then it's going to apply it to every single one of these rows. So let's go ahead and pull out sheet number 5, and I'm going to show it to you in action. So here is sheet number 5, and in this particular strategy, we're going to be combining names. So you can ignore the separating names for now. That's a different exercise. So let's do this here. So we select this here. We put in here equals. We can type in concatenate. So as you type in con, you can see a list of other functions and formulas right here. So to make it easier, we're going to go ahead and select this here. It adds a parentheses for us. So I'm going to select A4. We're going to do a comma, And remember, in this case, we're going to do a space. So in order to do that, we have to do quotation, space, quotation, comma, and then of course, B4. And then of course, we do close parentheses, click enter, and there we go. So now we can see it has combined John Smith. Now, if we click here and we put our mouse in the bottom right-hand corner of that cell, and we click it, we drag it all the way down, it'll apply it to the rest. And as you can see, it has applied it to everything else. Now, let's say, for example, that before I do that, I'm going to go back over to here. And let's say, for example, that you want to add a particular word at the end or even at the beginning of this combination. So to do that, all you have to do after the B4, put a comma, and then quotation, and then put a word inside it. So now, obviously, we're going to need to have a space. So I'm going to do a space, quotation, comma, quotation, customer, quotation. And as you can see, it has added John Smith plus a space plus whatever word that I specify. So I wanted to show you that because there is so much that you can do with this function. Now that you have understood how to combine names, I'm going to jump to part 2, which is going to be video number 8.